A man addressing an unseen crowd. Big strong boys for farm work, he says. 400. 700. 700. 800. The numbers roll in. These men are sold for 1,200 Libyan pounds, $400 apiece. You are watching an auction of human beings.
I'm Alex Jones, your host. We are broadcasting worldwide. Infowars.com is our main site. And don't forget, we've got all the other great broadcasts as well. We are broadcasting worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'm your host, Alex Jones. The news site's Infowars.com. The globalists have made the decision. It's official. The head of the EU has said it. Juncker has said it. Peter Sutherland has said it. They're going to conquer Europe with Islam. There are 1.5 billion Muslims. Most of them are right there next to Europe. There's going to be 3 billion total by 2025, maybe even earlier. Their numbers are doubling exponentially every few years. And the decision has been made to Islamify Europe. And when people would raise the alarm, they would be criticized, they would be attacked, they would be demonized. Well, here's just the articles today. Officially, they're pushing to change the flag from the cross that the Muslims say is offensive to the Islamic flag, basically, of Turkey. And I guess it was Muslims that conquered what is Turkey today when it was Constantinople and put all the men to death and then enslaved the people. So I guess it's kind of okay. Because after all, Turkey was Christian. And Istanbul was Christian. It's now, well, it was Constantinople. It's now Istanbul. And it just really blows my mind to see this type of stuff going on and to just be witnessing it happening in mass. It really is happening. It really is going on. And then to watch mainstream media, the major universities, Hollywood, demonize Christianity, demonize the West that ended slavery, that started the process and then ended it, except in areas of Africa and the Middle East and other Muslim-dominated areas where slavery is still the law of the land in at least 7 countries: Sudan, Somalia, and now recently liberated by the globalist, the Islamic State-controlled Libya. And so CNN, though, has all these big articles and all these big discussions about slavery discovered in Libya. But then they never tell you it's Islamic doing it or that it's okay in the Quran or this is a culture pushing it. They just say, look how terrible slavery is. Who are the people selling these African men? And, of course, it was really The Guardian and everybody else that broke this years ago. They sell women up on slave blocks. They sell women up on blocks. And there's news articles about it, but none of our media will pick it up. Well, finally, CNN's covering it, but never telling you it's Islamic in big, long articles, in big, long news reports, in big, long videos. They won't tell you this is Islam. This is the countries where slavery's still legal. No, they tell you America and the West is all guilty. There are Islamic invasions going on all over Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, right down into Central Africa. They are getting all the way into the Congo now, Islamicists, and have slave trades out of Niger, out of Ethiopia, out of all these once Christian areas up into Tunisia, up into Libya, and then up into major cities like Tripoli, where the slaves are then sold to Islamic owners who take them to their slave plantations. Now, still many others, as these routes are opened up, are then sold to aid agencies who actually want the people. It was paying to have them kidnapped and brought 1,000 miles, and then they're loaded onto ships, paid for by George Soros, and dumped in Europe. Once they're there, they get brought into Islamic centers, even though most of them aren't Muslims, and then wound up to be anti-American, anti-European. You cannot make this up. So, again, Islam is running slavery worldwide, and so every basketball player, every football player who's black has to ignorantly take on some name like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because Islam fights for black people. Islam created the African slave trade. The slaves the Romans took were Germanic. They were next door to them. That's who they grabbed. That's who they wanted. That's who they used. Africans were rare in Greece, rare in Rome. But you won't hear a word from Kaepernick about Arab slave traders running men, women, and children everywhere. Instead, he likes to be on the cover of establishment-dying publications to look cool and act cool as a mindless SJW, and you're not going to hear a word out of him about real slavery because it's not fashionable. He's just here with the big corporate media as a rearguard action, a scorched earth policy of Hollywood to try to get America into a civil war. That's in the WikiLeaks. But what CNN shows these men is nothing. So uncool to be on the cover of GQ. Super uncool. Look how stupid it is. Once you're not in the trance, it's like pathetic. It's like They Live. Not going to hear a word about the African slave trade from them. Or if you do, if it gets forced out, they'll go, oh, and just never mention it's Islamic. Or never mention that Hillary and Obama overthrew Libya that was empowering all Africans and really doing a good job overall, who'd come into the West, was working with the West, wasn't supporting terror for 10 years, and overthrew them and let the most horrible Islamic slave traders in who sell little kids into sex slavery and kill every Christian they can get their hands on. Here's part of the CNN whitewash. This is Libya this year.
A man addressing an unseen crowd. Big, strong boys for farm work, he says. 400. 700. 700. 800. The numbers roll in. These men are sold for 1,200 Libyan pounds, $400 apiece. You are watching an auction of human beings.
Another man, claiming to be a buyer. Off camera, someone asks, what happened to the ones from Niger? Sold off, he's told.
CNN was sent this footage by a contact. After months of work...
All right, let's stop there. Oh, after months of worth of CNN, that is nothing. We've got the footage of them chopping people up and eating them, selling the women, raping them, stuff we can't even show you. And it's in the foreign press. But never is it discussed who's bringing these people out of Central Northern Africa. Most of them are animists or they're Christians. They worship animals or they worship Christ. And they're being taken up into Libya to be sold. I mean, there's the BBC reporting on it. Humans are reportedly sold as slaves for $400 each on the front line of the migrant crisis. The migrant crisis, it's the Islamic crisis that Europe advertised these people to come north. By the way, if you're a TV viewer, you notice I'm wearing what I believe is the coolest InfoWars shirt ever. It's made of really good designer fabric, super high quality. It is Won't Tread on Me with a big Gadsden snake. Great design, Infowars.com. The American flag on the right shoulder. On the back, it's got Infowars.com. I love this shirt. If you buy it, it helps fund our operation, helps you meet like-minded people, spread the word. Our apparel just gets better and better, and I think this is the best-looking shirt we've ever produced. I hope you'll go buy one today and help fund our operation. Again, it's of designer-quality fabric. Shirts like this in stores will be $50. It's $24. We have a lot of shirts that are $9 if you want. They just don't have a soft fabric. We have really high-quality ball caps with Infowars.com. We have so much more. And if you just simply commit through free will. We don't take your money like MSNBC does with the taxpayer money they get through a government funding. We don't take your money at gunpoint and then use it against you. We're just here, high-quality products, supplements, books, films, water filtration, things you need. A lot of designer shirts are selling out right now. We have extended free shipping, by the way, store-wide, I should have added. But a lot of the stuff that we did have is sold out. So the new specials of 50% off are about to sell out. Caveman, Ultimate Paleo, Bone Broth, Biome Defense, 50% off. That's about to sell out. Vitamin Mineral Fusion. I totally forgot to even mention this hour. I get so upset with the globalists that we have got just a slew of super high. Oh, and Michael Savage is coming up. Michael Savage with his new big book, exclusive interview with Michael Savage, and so much more. I get so wound up in the headlines. I always promote right at the end. So we give you everything right up front. And Michael Savage is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be huge. Great time to have him on. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.com, newswars.com. And again, Michael Savage with his new book, michaelsavage.com, and the new book, God, Faith, and Reason. The children's Super Blue bubblegum flavor, all natural, fluoride-free, iodine / colloidal silver toothpaste is back in. That's been sold out for 3 months. Sign up for auto ship, get an additional 10% off, cancel anytime.